Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today we're going to talk about what Kareem Jackson brings to the Houston Texans defense. I think a lot of people who have watched the Texans for a while, there are some Texans fans who are new Texans fans. I'm not going to say bandwagons, especially for a team that are 8-7, but there are some new Texans fans that have gained new interest into the team due to players and coaches like D'Amico Ryans, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson Jr., and Tank Dell. There's been a lot of people who weren't Texans fans before that are Texans fans now. But the OG Texans fans remember Kareem Jackson in his days with the Texans when he spent 9 seasons with the Texans, was a first-round draft pick for the Texans in 2010, and was with the Texans from 2010 through 2018. He was waived by the Broncos after spending the last 5 seasons there and starting in all 69 games he played in with 6 interceptions for 53 yards returned. Now the Houston Texans have claimed him, and he is coming back home to Houston. I mean, what is he going to bring to this Texans defense? He's going to bring extra depth to that safety position, a strong safety position, and he's also going to bring a guy who makes hard hits. Obviously, if you've known, due to his 2 suspensions, he's going back to his Houston days, he's been a guy who hits hard, and he did that in Houston. His last year in Houston, he really started to hit hard, and it has found himself suspended twice this season because of that. Also, I think this gives the Texans a chance with Jalen Peter, who's been struggling recently for the Texans in the last couple games, going back to the New York Jets game, to potentially maybe go a different direction and maybe start Kareem Jackson. I think this is, obviously a good pickup for the Texans, but as of for Jalen Peter, who's been struggling as of recent, this is not a great sign for him, because I think there's a decent chance you might see Kareem Jackson now start for the Texans compared to Jalen Peter, who has been starting for the Texans in the past. So I think there's going to be a really good chance you see Kareem Jackson start for the Houston Texans come Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. But yeah, he's a guy who has 51 tackles on the season and 8 games with 8 starts, with 2 interceptions and 5 returning those for 5 yards and 3 passes deflected. I really think he's just going to bring some energy for this Texans defense, energy this Texans defense needs after just giving up 36 points to the Cleveland Browns. And I think he will help the Texans defense with some things that they struggled with in Sunday's loss against the Cleveland Browns, 36-22, that they need to improve on going into this next week against the Tennessee Titans. And in these final 2 games in the playoff push, he'll play against 2 teams he's familiar with playing against, back in his days with the Texans, the Tennessee Titans, and the Indianapolis Colts. Also, he will be with someone he was on the same team with. Wasn't for long, was only for, I think, 3 or 4 seasons, but he will be reunited with his former teammate, head coach, D'Amico Ryans. I think that will be a very interesting thing to see. You've only seen one. There's only one current, before Kareem Jackson just joined the roster, there was only one current player that was a teammate with D'Amico Ryans that is on the Texans roster, and that is John Weeks. John Weeks is a long snapper. So this is the first player we will see on the Houston Texans defense side of the ball that was a former teammate with D'Amico, or I don't know about former teammate with D'Amico Ryans, but a former teammate with D'Amico Ryans in H-Town. Obviously, I'm sure maybe I think there is a player or two. I'm pretty sure he's not playing anymore, but Hassan Ridgeway, who tore his Achilles, I believe, defensive tackle, I believe he was a former teammate with D'Amico Ryans, and I'm sure there was a player or two on this defense as well. I believe there is another player besides this on Ridgeway that was teammates with D'Amico Ryans, but I'm not 100% sure. But Kareem Jackson is only the second player on the roster and the only defensive player on the roster that was teammates with D'Amico Ryans in Houston. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the addition for the Houston Texans in the comment section. I like this addition. What do you think he'll bring to the table, and what do you think he'll bring to the team? Let me know in the comment section. Peace out.